Make some noise for Maya Klausner. Let her hear it.
She was great, obviously. She did forget a credit, though, of mine. You guys may recognize me from over there. So it's not a big deal. I'm a person of strict principle, you know, but I do notice sometimes people do bend their principles according to the convenience of the situation. Like, for example, like, I think stalking someone is sick, right? You can all agree. It's not a noble sport. All right, enough out of you. So, but, you know, for some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason, like when I'm on someone's fire escape at night, videotaping them when they're sleeping, and they wake up and see me and start screaming for the police, I'm just kind of like, oh, well, sorry for caring, right? That's the punchline. It's okay, we'll get there. We'll talk you through how the jokes work. I'm kind of astounded by certain advertising techniques. I walked past the Union Square movie theater, and there was a poster outside that literally read, "You said medium, we heard large." Yeah, I gotta tell you that all I got out of that was that this theater hires incompetent morons who will ignore you. What if we turn the tables on them? Like, oh, you said that comes to 15 bucks? I heard free. Or if you could like apply that to your personal life, like, oh, you said you're just not really looking to date right now. Okay, I get it. Because I heard June wedding. So guys, I've been in this relationship for like 10 years. Hold your applause. Thank you so much for the support. But lately, I've been having some trust issues. Guys, I'm not convinced that my bank is always on my side. That was more of a subtle pre-joke. We're getting there. No, actually, I went out to get myself a couple of drinks the other night, and my card was declined, so I called up HSBC, and they said there were no technical errors. So this leads me to believe that my credit card was being rejected for personal reasons. Like, oh, Miss Klausner, we're glad you called. There's nothing wrong with your card. Your account's working just fine. We just know how you get when you drink. So we thought we would have that off for you. Which actually paves the way nicely to my next joke. Organic transition. Had a rough night last weekend, guys. I'm sorry?
I'm sorry.
Thank you very much. That was very sincere. No, you seem delightful. And I got really wasted and I blacked out. I'm also newly single, if anyone knows it. Wish I were joking about that part, but I'm not. So, what are you gonna do? So, anyway, I was telling a joke, right? Alright, so I blacked out, and then the next day, sorry, I just blacked out again on stage. The next day, I found all these like foreign objects in my apartment that I didn't recognize, and I started to have to go through my phone, through like my texts and my pictures to try to piece together what had happened the night before, and I started thinking of that movie, The Hangover, and I was like, oh, I have like such a better name for it. It's called Sunday. Literally every Sunday. So ever since that show Girls came out, everyone's been telling me I should have written it. Which is really, yeah, great advice, 3 years. Too late, it's really awesome input. But for those of you who don't know, it's a new hit HBO series about a young girl. She graduates from a liberal arts college, her parents cut her off, and then she moves to New York and struggles as an artist. And then it weaves through a series of disappointing romantic relationships and futile attempts at success. So it's kind of frustrating when my friends in the family are like, why didn't you do that? And I'm like, I have been doing it, just no one's been filming me. Wow, I'm making a lot of people sad here today. The goal of every comic is definitely to elicit an aw. Perfect, this is going really well. So, guys, I recently took up yoga. That is one sadistic sport, and I'll tell you why. The atmosphere they create is very soothing. I don't know who's been to a yoga class, but they dim the lights, right? They play tranquil music. Someone walks around with a plastered, sick grin on his face, speaking in hushed whispers. But the ambiance they create stands in stark contrast to what they expect you to do with your body. You know, they're just like, okay, gently sit on your mats. And then go ahead and lovingly take your right leg and place it next to your left earlobe. Then while simultaneously expanding and retracting your diaphragm, don't forget to breathe. Go ahead and open your eyes while keeping them closed. Then as you remain seated, stand up. Let's just call a spade, people, all right? This is a sick sport. That's like somebody mugging you and like loving whispers. Like, okay, what I'm gonna have you do is go ahead and reach into your wallet, take out all your cash and credit cards and hand them to me. As I expose this knife to you, I'd like you to take off all your jewelry and place it gently in my coat pocket. Don't forget to breathe now, and please also don't forget, if you have any cell phones or electronic devices, to also hand those to me. Namaste. So that light means I have like 45 more minutes, right? Is that how it works? We're doing this all night. I'm trapping you. It's probably why my last relationship didn't work out. That was dark, and I don't know where that came from. Let's roll past it as a team, shall we? Let's all do this together. So I always managed to get myself into these really uncomfortable positions. No, scratch that, situations. My mom is here, so but I always managed to get myself in these really uncomfortable situations in doctor's offices. I went to the gynecologist, and the nurse handed me a gown. But when she left, I didn't realize what role, I don't know if anyone else was through this, I didn't know what role the gown was supposed to play. Like if I was supposed to keep clothing on underneath the gown, put the gown on, then like put my coat on over the gown, fashion the gown to some kind of a turban and put it on my head. I don't know why I would do that. That's just a little insight into my strange instincts. Anyway, I got it wrong because the doctor came in and said I had left on too much. So I just started disrobing in front of him. Yeah, it was very like Jewish showgirls meets ER. In conclusion, nobody won. It wasn't good. So I made sure the next time I saw a doctor to take off all my clothing beforehand. So by the time the doctor walked in, I was just standing there completely naked. And I gotta tell you guys, that was one awkward eye exam. Long journey, worth the payoff, right? I might have time for one more, I can't. Is that a Shiva?
All right, one more.
Do you guys ever notice when you're trying to describe someone who's not your race, it's the one physical attribute you try to avoid mentioning? Like, I was checking out of the store, and this woman at the register was like, "Oh, has anyone helped you tonight?" And I was like, yeah, but the salesperson who assisted me was black, so I didn't know how to handle it, so I was like, I'm sorry, I just didn't catch her name. And she was like, it's not funny yet, but thank you for the support. No, you're great. Seriously, follow me around. But he was like, whoa, Greenwich, call the police. Seriously, someone do something. So she was like, that's okay, you can just describe her to me. And I was like, oh, marvelous. Excellent, I so look forward to this challenge. Let's go on a journey. I was like, okay, well, let's put it this way. If she and I were both wearing black, and it was nighttime, she would be harder to see. And eventually she was like, oh, well, is she black? And I was like, whoa!